All right, this is the last presentation before dinner time. We have Jason Pearson, who is doing the resurrection through the Shroud of Jesus. Jason Pearson is co-developing the immense 2025 exhibit, The Resurrection Through the Shroud of Turin at Christ Cathedral. A member of the Southern California Shroud Center, he has led an interactive project at the Getty Center, Interpretive Museum, and Mercedes-Benz Heritage Center. He co-produced the 2024 documentary, The Shroud Face to Face, and contributed to over 81 Hollywood productions, including The Passion of the Christ and Ben-Hur. Formerly a music industry designer for David Bowie, he co-founded Blender Magazine and launched online giving and Five Hive Studios. He and his wife Melinda, we share a wife named Melinda, and she's not the same person, recently celebrated 30 years together and have 5 children. If you'd please welcome Jason Pearson. All right, try to make it Dave.
All right.
Remember the nap?
Yeah, I'll go by Dave any day. So thanks for joining us. I'll just do a quick introduction of what you're going to see here. So we've got a team of volunteers who have been working for about 3 years in Orange County to develop a Shroud of Turin museum, and we've been working, and we kind of give the history of Orange County and the Shroud, which is really interesting. So they've been doing it for 20 years, and we've got a Shroud Center out at a retreat center where we bring 25,000 kids, confirmation kids every year, out for an hour each Saturday night. They get a Shroud presentation. So these are teenagers coming through kind of confirmation, and they get out to this campsite on Friday night. Their phones don't work because it's in the middle of nowhere, and they don't want to be there. And then they start interacting, and then by Saturday night, they have this metanoia, amazing experience in front of the Shroud after an hour-long presentation. And by Sunday afternoon, they don't want to go home. And they remember this campsite, and they say, that's where I met the Lord, and I had an experience in front of the Shroud of Turin. And they go back there and see that. And we've been so touched by that we said we want to bring this to a larger audience. And so the Bishop of Orange gave us the second floor of this unbelievable building you'll see, where we're trying to figure it out. So I put together the video. It seems a little bit of hype, but believe me, we're kind of struggling through it. We're trying to figure it out, and so we welcome any suggestions. And so anybody joining us with TikTok here, and Curtis, we welcome you here to join us as well. So. All right. We do have volume, so
I hope so. I know I haven't killed the last.
All right. We had some trouble with the video yesterday, but you know what? It's on mute. Okay, no problem. We got it figured out. Okay.
In the heart of Orange County, California, where 12 million residents live alongside 26 million annual visitors drawn to nearby Disneyland, stands one of America's most recognizable religious landmarks. The Christ Cathedral, formerly known as Robert Schuller's Crystal Cathedral, has been a beacon of architectural innovation since its creation by Philip Johnson in the 1980s. But this November, the cathedral campus will unveil something entirely new. On the second floor of the Richard Meyer-designed Cultural Center, the same architect who gave us the Getty Center in Los Angeles, a 10,000 square foot space will transform into an immersive journey through one of history's most debated artifacts, the Shroud of Turin, a 14-foot linen cloth bearing the faint impression of a crucified man. For centuries, believers have seen the burial cloth of Jesus Christ. Skeptics have questioned its authenticity. Scientists have studied its mysteries with increasingly sophisticated technology. The project represents a unique collaboration between the Diocese of Orange and Othonia, an international association within Rome's Pontifical Athenaeum Regina Apostolorum. The venue itself tells a story of transformation. Myers Cultural Center, completed in 2002, was originally conceived as a welcome center for Schuller's Protestant ministry. Today, it serves as the cultural heart of the Roman Catholic Diocese of Orange, the fifth largest Catholic diocese in the United States. The building's oval design creates a striking complement to the cathedral's triangular glass facade and the campus's other architectural elements. The Cultural Center brings practical foundations to this endeavor. Its lower level houses the 298-seat Fried Performing Arts Theater, complete with surround sound and a movable orchestra pit. The upper level has previously hosted major exhibitions, including Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel, the exhibition in 2020, demonstrating the venue's capacity for cultural presentations. This new museum experience will unfold across 12 distinct spaces, each designed to engage visitors in different ways. Upon entering, guests will move through a welcome center into a prologue hall, setting the stage for what's to come. 3 immersive theaters will then transport visitors through the life of Jesus, the mystery of his shroud, and the post-resurrection appearances and profound questions surrounding his resurrection. A dedicated 5,000 square foot museum space will present the intersection of scripture, history, science, art, and technology. Here, visitors will encounter the ongoing scientific investigation that has made the shroud one of the most studied artifacts in human history. Orange County's connection to shroud research spans more than 2 decades. Dr. August Aceta, an Orange County surgeon, established the Shroud Center of Southern California in 1996, after his childhood fascination with mysterious images evolved into serious scientific inquiry. His center, currently housed at the Santiago Retreat Center, continues to introduce over 25,000 students annually to the shroud through hour-long presentations. Dr. Aceta's most remarkable contribution to shroud research came through his pioneering experiments with nuclear medicine imaging at Hoag Hospital in Orange County. In a bold demonstration of scientific dedication, Dr. Aceta injected himself with 20 millicuries of TC-99M, a radioactive tracer, then underwent gamma camera scanning to test his hypothesis that radiation might explain the shroud's unique image formation. Over the years, the center has hosted lectures by prominent researchers. Barry Schwartz, the photographer for the 1978 Shroud of Turin research project, Italian researcher Emanuela Marinelli, historian Ian Wilson, and investigators Joe Marino and Father Andrew Dalton. Orange County's resident shroud expert, Father Robert Spitzer, is a Jesuit priest who holds several degrees, including a doctorate in philosophy. Father Spitzer, as the former president of Gonzaga University, has established himself as one of the authorities in syndenology, operating from his headquarters at Christ Cathedral through his Magis Center of Reason and Faith. Father Spitzer hosts the weekly EWTN television program Father Spitzer's Universe, where he regularly discusses the shroud's scientific evidence and has authored multiple books on science and theology. The new museum will feature a dedicated section showcasing Father Spitzer's research, highlighting his unique contribution to demonstrating how science and faith converge in understanding this remarkable relic. The exhibit's 3 primary goals are to engage visitors seeking to understand the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus, to demonstrate how science and faith can coexist in providing evidence for the shroud's authenticity, and to inspire those with casual faith toward deeper spiritual engagement. Whether driven by scientific curiosity, historical interest, or spiritual seeking, visitors to this Orange County destination will encounter questions that have captivated researchers, believers, and skeptics for generations. Let's go behind the scenes and see how this exhibit actually works and teaches history. We use advanced projection technology to create an immersive experience that gets you ready to see the full-size replica of the Shroud of Turin. You're surrounded by 14-foot-high projection walls that show images all around you, plus imagery projected on the floor. Add in surround sound with recreated ancient Middle Eastern music and instruments, and you get what we call 4D historical immersion. The first immersive theater presentation lasts 18 minutes and covers 12 important stories from Jesus' life. We chose these stories because they show both sides of Jesus, his divine power and his human experiences. You'll see everything from his birth to his crucifixion, including major moments like his baptism, the calling of his disciples, the feeding of the 5,000, the transfiguration, and the raising of Lazarus. We use professional voice actors and carefully designed sound effects to make these ancient scenes come alive. This experience gives you the context and emotional preparation you need, so when you see the shroud, you'll understand it better. The goal is to bridge the gap between our modern world and ancient times, so you can connect with history in a meaningful way. Now, let's take a look at the walking on water scene.
The dawn broke over the Sea of Galilee like prayers lifting over the horizon. The waters a stage for an impending drama. Exhausted by long hours of teaching and healing, Jesus remained ashore. His disciples set out across the sea in a small fishing vessel made of wood. The sea, at once quiet and tranquil, transformed into a savage beast. Waves roared, wind shrieked, and terror gripped the disciples' hearts as tightly as they clutched the sides of the boat. Then a figure emerged from the high waves, treading an impossible path across the frothy waters. Fear turned to amazement as a familiar voice pierced the darkness. Jesus, calm amidst chaos, approached the boat peacefully. Peter, his heart a tempest of its own, called out, "Lord, if it's you, command me to come to you." When Jesus signaled, Peter stepped into the impossible. For a heartbeat, he walked with the wind, buoyed by pure faith, though doubt, insidious as the creeping tide, pulled at his feet. As he began to sink, his cry split the night, "Lord, save me." Jesus' hand shot out, a lifeline of divine grace. In that touch, the storm's fury dissipated like mist before dawn. As calm settled over the sea, a new understanding filled the disciples' hearts. In Jesus, they glimpsed not just a teacher, but someone who even the winds and the sea obeyed.
Now let's enter theater room number 2, the heart of our immersive Shroud of Turin experience. Every element of this space was meticulously planned to transport guests into the very tomb where tradition holds Jesus was laid to rest. Our exhibit designers have created molded faux stone walls, studying archaeological photographs of ancient Palestinian burial chambers to achieve authentic textures and weathering patterns. Here, visitors will encounter 18 minutes of scientific investigation through our comprehensive documentary film. Included are some of the world's foremost shroud experts. Their insights guide viewers through a remarkable journey of discovery, from the ancient linen's unique herringbone weave and its mysterious travels from Jerusalem to Turin, to Secondo Pia's revolutionary 1898 photograph that first revealed the shroud's photographic negative properties. The film explores the extraordinary three-dimensional data encoded within the image, the forensic analysis of wounds and blood, microscopic pollen evidence, and the groundbreaking STIRP scientific studies of 1978. Visitors will witness how modern science grapples with radiocarbon dating controversies, fire damage, and restoration efforts, while examining cutting-edge theories about radiation and image formation that continue to inspire researchers today.
Welcome to Theater 3. You enter a faithful recreation of a 360-degree projected first-century chapel, its weathered limestone blocks echoing with 2 millennia of faith. Around you, magnificent frescoes adorn every wall, painted in the distinctive styles of the Renaissance's greatest artists. The painted figures stir to life, breathing with divine purpose. Fra Angelico's ethereal Mary Magdalene steps from her frame, tears glistening as she discovers the empty tomb. Caravaggio's dramatic chiaroscuro illuminates the moment of recognition, Rabboni, as shadows dance with resurrection light. The narrative unfolds in stunning immersion as Da Vinci's brushstrokes animate the road to Emmaus, two disciples walking alongside their unrecognized Lord. Giotto's powerful hand brings Thomas to his knees, "My Lord and my God," while Michelangelo's serene beauty captures the miraculous net of fish and that intimate breakfast by the sea. Each scene builds toward the ultimate revelation, Christ's ascension, painted in the style of Raphael, as Jesus rises in glory, promising to be with us always. The 18-minute journey culminates in a profound meditation on the Eucharist, how bread and wine become body and blood, making the risen Christ present in every generation. The final moments reveal the stunning connection between the holy Shroud of Turin and this eternal promise. As the frescoes return to stillness, one question echoes in your heart: who do you say that I am?
Now, it's time to go behind the scenes of the 5,000 square foot museum exhibit. As we step into the galleries, you're entering a world where ancient mystery meets cutting-edge technology, where faith intersects with forensics. Moving into the exhibition, we encounter the interactive digital installation that allows visitors to virtually dissect the shroud layer by layer. Developed specifically for this exhibit, you can peel away centuries of burn marks from the 1532 fire, remove water stains, and isolate the blood stains to examine the body image in its pure form. It's like having a digital microscope that reveals secrets invisible to the naked eye. The 30-foot Shroud in Art Through the Ages gallery tells a fascinating story of artistic detective work. Here, curators have assembled everything from ancient Roman coins to Renaissance paintings, tracing how artists across millennia seem to be working from the same mysterious template. The centerpiece is the rare pilgrim badge from 1355, one of the earliest documented public showings of the cloth. Perhaps most intriguing is Father Robert Spitzer's physics installation. Through interactive kiosks and dynamic radiation animations, visitors can explore the hypothesis that low-temperature nuclear reactions might explain the shroud's most baffling characteristic, how a three-dimensional image became encoded in its fibers. Then the NASA VP8 image analyzer data is presented through stunning visualizations that transform the flat image into a volumetric human form. The exhibition doesn't shy away from controversy. The radiocarbon dating section presents both the 1988 results that suggested medieval origins and the recent statistical analyses that have called those findings into question. It's science in real time, showing how new discoveries can reshape our understanding. What's most remarkable about this exhibition is how it transforms visitors into investigators. Whether you're examining replica Roman torture instruments crafted from archaeological evidence, comparing the shroud with the Sudarium of Oviedo through digital overlay technology, or experiencing the selfie kiosk that shows how your own photo would appear in negative. Every element invites you to participate in the ongoing scientific inquiry.
The museum experience will conclude in a reflection chapel, offering visitors a space for quiet contemplation after their journey through history, science, and faith. The centerpiece of the chapel is the Luigi Enzo Mattei bronze sculpture. What makes this extraordinary is that every measurement, every detail, was derived directly from the Shroud of Turin itself. Through these immersive 360-degree experience theaters and hands-on interactive exhibits, this transcends traditional museum boundaries to create something new, a space where devout believers can deepen their faith journey, where scientifically curious minds can engage with research, and where even the most skeptical investigators are invited to examine the evidence firsthand in English, Spanish, and Vietnamese. The museum is just the starting place. Through QR codes, visitors can go deeper on the web or purchase books and videos in the gift shop to learn more. A student curriculum will also accompany the experience with video and downloads. Whether you approach the shroud as a sacred artifact or a scientific puzzle, the power of this exhibition lies in its ability to reveal the profound humanity of the man it depicts. In seeing the detailed wounds, the evidence of suffering, the anatomical precision of a real human body, visitors connect not just with an abstract theological concept, but with the evidence of a person who lived, suffered, died, and resurrected. This human connection transforms intellectual curiosity into something deeper: empathy, wonder, and possibly belief. Because when we truly understand that this cloth may have touched human skin, absorbed real blood, and transformed into mystery, the shroud becomes more than just a historical artifact. It becomes a bridge across 2 millennia, connecting us to the most profound questions of human existence. Opening this November in Garden Grove, California, we invite you to visit the resurrection through the Shroud of Jesus.
So happy to answer any questions about it. We're going to be, as we're generating a lot of these resources and animations that you saw, we're going to be making them available on the shroud.com and on our website as well, so that people who are making shroud presentations across the country, if there's a useful tool there, we're going to share those. So, but happy to answer any questions. We're opening this November. All right, great. Yes.
Still on target for November?
We are. We began construction and started putting up walls 2 weeks ago, so we haven't completed all of our fundraising yet, but we're about 70% there. So.
There you go.
Anybody else? It'll be a permanent exhibition, so it's going to. We're guaranteed for the next 5 years. The bishop has told us, but if we can keep people coming through. We don't have a plan to close it down, so leave it alone.
You have a question?
Yes, yeah.
Jason, there's 2 things. First, I'll say something critical. I believe keeping the walking on water is a detriment. Reason being is most people are reason thinking, and that is too far in the abstract that they can't put into realism. That just food for thought.
Yeah, yeah.
The thing I think would be very helpful is most people are not aware of the exochromosome, which is a self-replicating chromosome, and that Mary had in her womb, and that she was able to have a virgin birth because the priests were allowed to inspect her to see that she was still a virgin, and if she wouldn't have been, she would have been stoned to death. And I think maybe that would be a big help to add to your presentation.
Sure. So we've assembled kind of a small panel of both Shroud people in the Shroud community, and then we've got a community of people that we've written our script for and have approved it. And so I'll be happy to take both of those and pass that on. Yes?
Have you made the Vatican informed them about what you're putting together?
We've shared a little bit, yes, and we brought in Museum of the Bible when we first started talking about this, and asked them, and got some good advice for them on what works in terms of museums and people, and they since they have a relationship with the Vatican, they've kind of showed a couple of the things that we're doing. So our hopes is maybe we would even get a couple elements a couple things from the Vatican Museum that could maybe come as temporary exhibits within this exhibit as well. So, yeah.
Part of the reason I mention this is just about every talk in this conference, it finishes by saying, and we need to do more research on the Shroud.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
with such a great audiovisual experience, it'd be fantastic if that message was there too.
Yeah. In fact, we've been, just in the room over here, we've just finished about 25 interviews, and I think we have about 15 more to go over the next couple of days. And one of the questions I'm asking everybody is, if Pope Leo was in the room, what would you say to him? And I've gotten some great things. Everyone says, let's have more exhibitions and show the Shroud and bring 2 million people through. So I'm going to create a compilation of those videos, and we'll send it over to them and say that, ask that. Yeah.
So for a long time, I've been wondering what the Shroud images would look like if you extracted the herringbone pattern, separated that from the image.
Yeah.
And it brought a big smile to my face to see that you've done that.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to get a chance to see that for the first time.
Yeah. And that's one of the animations that we'll upload, and we'll upload the high res of those if anyone wants to use them as slides, so.
Thank you for doing this.
So, anything else? Yeah.
It was fantastic to see. I saw in Salamanca in Spain 2 years ago an exhibition, The Mystery Man.
Yes, I love that exhibition, yeah.
Is there any connection between those two exhibitions?
There isn't, no. We've got a couple photographs we're asking to include from that exhibition in this, but that was an amazing
Because Jesus was tremendous.
Yeah, we asked how much would it cost to have that model included, and it was too much. We couldn't afford it, but we love it. So, yeah.
One more question. I noticed that there was an image in there of the cloth in Oviedo. Is there also the development of the connection between the two?
Yeah, so we're gonna have a kiosk where you can kind of take your hands and overlay the two, and then the points of congruency will kind of rise up, and you will be able to zoom into that and kind of see. So, take one from 0% opacity to 100%, and then move the other, kind of move the dials and kind of see between the two. So.
Nice.
Great.
Any other questions? All right, Jason, great.
Opening November 1st, so come out to California and visit us.
There you go. I'll be the first person to ever